Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So, today I want to tell you guys a lovely little fairy tale. So, go ahead and get comfy in your favorite chair. Maybe grab a nice cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever else you got in that cup. I don't know. I'm not telling. But get your favorite beverage, relax, sit back, and listen to this fairy tale. So, once upon a time, in a magical land, lived a beautiful princess. And for argument's sake, we'll call her Stephanie. So, Princess Stephanie loved to wear athletic wear. You would always catch her either in athletic wear or in her ball gown. Never a middle, one or the other. So Princess Stephanie had this absolutely favorite pair of leggings. They were a beautiful shade of green. In fact, here I have visuals for you guys. They were a beautiful shade of shiny mermaid green. They were lovely and they fit so good and they gave her the best compression and she just felt like a badass in them. So one day, while Princess Stephanie was cleaning the magical palace, she got snagged on a nail in the wall and punctured a hole in these absolutely fabulous favorite leggings of hers. Well, Princess Stephanie was devastated. I mean, what was she going to do? She had just bought these. They were not cheap. She was so excited when she got them and she felt so good when she was in them and she couldn't bear the thought of throwing them out or even walking around with them patched up. She couldn't bear it. So she had an idea. She thought, I wonder what would happen if I reached out to the company and just simply asked, hey, do you guys offer any type of warranty on your athletic wear? So she did. She emailed the company and she asked just that. And she made sure she was very smart about it. She made sure to compliment the company first and remind them that she had purchased so many items from this company and she loved them so much. And this was her favorite pair of leggings. And it was breaking her heart that they were now destroyed. And was there any type of warranty on their products? Well, to Princess Stephanie's absolute delight, she received an email back very quickly within a day or two stating that yes, there absolutely was a warranty on the products and that all she had to do was send in pictures of the damage and then fill out a simple paper and send them in and she would quickly receive a replacement pair. Not only would she receive a replacement pair, they were going to take care of shipping both ways. Princess Stephanie was so happy. She was so thrilled and so relieved. So she did just what they said, and she sent them in. And about 2 weeks later, from the date of her initial reach out, she had those favorite pair of leggings back in her wardrobe. And she slipped them on, and she felt so good. And she just went out and seized the day and had an absolutely amazing day and felt so confident and brave and bold. And she moved forward and it was a snowball effect of just one confident action after the other, after the next, after the next, after the next. And her life just snowballed into successes and joys and bliss. And everybody else in the kingdom was so overjoyed to see how happy Princess Stephanie was, because you see, when her cup was full, she was able to give more freely of herself. She was so full of joy and excitement and happiness that she was able to, in turn, help the collective. And it was a beautiful trickle effect. And everyone in the kingdom lived happily ever after. So you guys know I'm being a little ridiculous right now, but whatever. I just thought it was a great way to tell you guys about my next topic. So this topic is daring to be brave. How often are you brave? How often, when something crosses your mind or you want to ask a question to someone, are you brave enough to respectfully and politely ask? Now, notice I use those particular preface adjectives. How often are you respectful and polite when you ask? Now, I could have easily turned around to this company and said, oh, your leggings are crap and they broke on me so quickly and this is bullshit. What are you going to do about it? I don't think I would have gotten the same response, even if they had that policy in effect. You know, like, you always want to be kind and lead with graciousness and hope that it's well received. You can't obviously control the other side, but you can control how you deliver. So, yeah, how often are you brave enough to ask? What is it that is pressing in your brain and in your mind right now that you need to or want to ask someone, but you're scared to, or you just feel like you shouldn't, or you're not good enough to ask, or you're not good enough to get what it is that you want? I got news for you guys. In a lot of scenarios, if you don't ask, these things aren't going to just come for you. Like, nobody's just going to give you something. Not nobody. It could happen, okay? Like, yeah, like, miracles happen. But for the most part, if you want something and you don't ask, no one else is going to take it upon themselves to give or do or whatever it is that you need. I was in a webinar a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about asking for raises. All right, so in the work field, asking for your worth. And one of the ladies, it was interesting. So it was mostly women. And I found it really interesting that so many people were commenting on the sidebar about how, oh, they're intimidated to ask, they're scared to ask. They know they need a raise, but they don't know how to ask or if they even should ask, and all the fears and limiting beliefs that we put into ourselves around the things that we want and need. And it was interesting that one of the participants actually commented and said that she actually works for HR for a company. And forgive me if I'm paraphrasing the story wrong. I mean, it was all, happening so quick, and I was focusing on so many other things that I was learning in the webinar. But if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure she said that she works for HR and that unless someone asks for a raise, they don't give them. So it's not like somebody's going to just decide, you know what, Stephanie? You have been working your butt off here for 5 years, and it's time for you to have a raise. Here is an extra $2, $3, $5. Here's an extra 10 grand a year. Like, they're not going to do that. And not to say that there aren't companies that do that, but this particular company said, no, that's not how they operate. People have to ask. And if they're not brave to ask, then they just sit around and don't ever get what they deserve. And I've been in jobs where that's happened, and I've realized that, wait a second, like, I've been working here for how long, and I haven't gotten a raise. And then I would have friends that had just started and they were making more money than me, and I realized it's because I never asked. I never said, hey, I've been here forever, it's time to bump me up. So the point today is about just going for it. Like, what do you have to lose? I don't want to say the words never or always, because there's never an always, and there's always something that might not, you know what I mean? Like, you can't use definites like that because there's always an exception. But I forgot what my point was. Mommy brain. What the hell was I going to tell you guys? Oh, I got it. That ginkgo biloba's working. No, I'm just kidding. I don't take that. I do take other adaptogens, though, to help with memory. But anyway, back to the topic. I don't like to use the phrase never or always because there's usually an exception. Even if it's only one, there's an exception. But for the most part, if you ask for something, and especially if you ask respectfully and politely, and if you go into the scenario knowing, like, making it clear to the other person that you're not attached to an outcome, or even if you are, that's okay. I take that last part back. Screw that. Okay? If you go to someone respectfully, I'm not even going to put polite in there. Screw that. If you're respectful, okay, if you're treating the other person like a human being respectful, there are very few circumstances where the person will say no and that there will be repercussions for asking. Now, of course, this does not go for it if you are dealing with someone with a sociopathic, psychopathic, um, any type of mental disordered personality. Sometimes those people will lash out. Sometimes those people will retaliate. I can speak from experience. But for the most part, if you're dealing with an emotionally healthy person, or at least someone who, again, doesn't have a personality disorder, then the worst that they're going to say to you is no. And I don't know about you, but I can live with a no. You know, it doesn't change my situation for the worse. So the way I see it is that either my situation is going to improve or stay the same. And again, there's the mild, minimal chance that my situation could get worse, but this is really unlikely. So we're just not even going to like factor that in. We're going to take that guy out and we're just going to say it's either going to improve or it's going to stay the same. Now with these, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not statistics, but we're going to say statistics because I can't think of the other word. With these two statistics, what's holding me back? What would hold you back from asking for whatever it is that you want? And I fondly think back to when I was in beauty school. I had this really terrific teacher. They were all great, but she was probably one of my favorite. And she would always say, like, if you wanted something, right? Like same thing. Like, just say I needed a clip, or I needed this or that, or I needed an extra day to work on an assignment. She would always simply say, ask and see what happens. Basically saying, like, if you don't ask, you don't know. But you got to ask. And that's always stayed with me. And I really, I think there's so much value in that. There's so much value in being brave and bold to speak up and ask for the things that you want in life. And that even goes with, like, if you're into manifesting and asking God and the universe for the things that you want. Well, I mean, if you're not brave enough to even ask, then do you really even believe that you deserve it? And let's be realistic. A lot of us don't ask for the things that we want because deep down in our core, there is some type of a limiting belief holding us down, saying, you are not worthy. You do not deserve this. But I'm here to tell you today that you are more than worthy. And you deserve everything that you can dream of. You just got to believe. You got to believe in yourself, in your capabilities, in the fact that the universe and God can provide it for you. And maybe you might get a no, right? Like, let's be realistic. There's the saying in sales, for every 10 people that you approach, you'll get 1 yes and 9 no's. So the reality is that, yeah, sometimes you're going to hear no. And that's okay. Damn it, I forgot my point again. Okay. What was my point? Well, we're going to go with a different point that I can think of. And maybe it was the same one, but my brain is just... So let's say, theoretically, that you're brave enough to ask and you're told no. I love this phrase, and I'm going to say it to you with love. Did you die? But did you die? Did anything terrible happen to you because you were told no? And while being told no, how capable are you of receiving that no and continuing to maintain that same respect that you asked with? Because that's the thing too, guys. Everybody in this life has autonomy, which means that we can ask for things and we should ask for things and we're encouraged to ask for things. But other people also have the right and the ability to say no. And we have to work on our ability to accept that and evaluate, okay, does this mean that this is no forever? Because sometimes you're going to get a no, and it's not a no forever. It's a no, this is not the time. It's a no, not yet. It's a no. I don't want to say that. It's a yes, but. And you just got to figure out what that but is. And you just got to figure out what that timing is. And you just got to figure out what steps you have to take and what you have to figure out to help that no become a yes. And sometimes we have to just accept that it's just no. And that's okay. But imagine the satisfaction in knowing, okay, like, I had this on my mind. I was wondering about this. And at least now I know what the answer is. At least now I know. And I don't have to sit back and wonder 5, 10, 20 years from now, oh, what if? What if? What could have been? Nothing could have been. The answer was going to be no regardless. But you'll never know because you didn't ask. So I would love to encourage you guys to, if you journal, that's great. Pull out your journal and maybe do some deep diving today and think like, what is something that I really, really want in this life that I, for whatever reason, am scared to ask? And how can I prepare myself to take that leap of faith and ask for it? And who do I have to ask? So yeah, take some time, reflect on that. See what comes up for you guys. I'd love to hear it. If you want to share it in the comments below, that would be fantastic. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to hit that like button, to hit the bell for notifications, and share. Sharing is caring. Share. All right, guys, I hope you found this message helpful. I hope that it was thought-provoking and made you think about something that you're eager and excited to ask someone for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be the day that you're brave. Maybe not. That's okay. You work on it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.